Hey, I'm heading back to the Ram Truck Workshop at the Rebuilding Exchange to learn how to handle another DIY project. Sean Buino of Dad's Handyman Service is here to help me out with a very common and very simple household replacement. Sean, why don't you tell us why we got a big door right here?
We've got the door here because I'm going to show you how to install a keyed entry lock and a deadbolt lock. Okay, this is the first point of security for your home, is your front door, and we want to make sure we get the right locks on there. If you're moving into a new place, want to feel a little more secure, the first thing you do is change out the locks.
Once you pick up the lock set from the hardware store, the only thing you'll need for this project is a Phillips head screwdriver and a little patience.
Now, it can be a little bit tricky to line up some of the pieces and parts for these locks, but we're going to be able to work this together, and I'll show you how to get it done. So the first thing we want to do is we want to disassemble the lock here. And we want to make sure we keep track of all these parts.
Sure.
Because if we lose any one of these screws, we're not going to get the lock back together again.
Next up, install the latch onto the door. It's pretty simple. Just stick it in and screw it down. Then we turn to the knobs.
Since this is the interior side of the door, we want to make sure the key obviously goes on the exterior side.
Okay.
So go ahead and feed this part of the lock through the hole in the latch, and we're going to make sure that this lines up from the opposite side.
Once that's in place, which may not happen on the first try, that's where the patience comes in. Use your screwdriver and 2 screws that came with the lock to screw everything together.
Okay, so now we have the lock secure.
Okay.
We know that the latch is working when we turn the handle, so go ahead and turn the key in the cylinder.
Okay.
To see if that is operating. Okay, so as Ryan is turning the key, you see that the lock knob on this side is turning, so we know that's operating correctly. Now just let go of that key for a second, and now you can see I'm turning the lock knob, and the key should be turning to unlock itself, and it is. So now let's move on to the deadbolt.
Okay, sounds good. We start the deadbolt by disassembling it same as the lock, taking care not to misplace any pieces. You'll also need to determine your back set, which is the measurement from the side of the door to the middle of the hole. It'll either be 2 3/8 or 2 3/4.
This latch is set for a 2 3/8 back set.
Okay.
And what we have here is a 2 3/4 inch back set. So most of your latches will rotate out.
Oh, okay.
To extend. Okay, so it just rotates out and it locks in place. Just like that. Okay, nice and easy.
See, I didn't know that.
And now it's set for the correct size of what we need.
Sure. Once the latch is in place, it's another test of patience. Sean has to fit a small piece of the interior side of the deadbolt into the tail of the exterior side and make sure the screw holes line up. This is where you learn the difference between simple and easy. It's a simple task, but it isn't always easy. So is this the hardest part, just getting everything to line up, right?
It is, yeah. We've got the screws lined up.
Okay.
And I just want to make sure it's tight and secure. Before I tighten it up all the way, I'm going to do a quick little test. So watch your hand.
Okay.
And the latch is operating correctly when we use the turn knob. And the final test is going to be with our key.
Thank you, sir.
So try it out.
See what we did here. There we go.
Looks good.
It only costs us $25 for the set, and in just 20 minutes, we've got the added security of a new lock.